Hey guys, welcome back to my virtual tour channel. Check where we've arrived. Cape Point, home of the infamous Cape Point Lighthouse and the Cape of Good Hope, not the most southerly tip of the African continent, but the most southwestern tip. It falls short by about 30 miles, around 50 kilometers, to Cape Agulhas, way off to the east, around 100-150 miles due east of here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you on a virtual tour of the Cape of Good Hope Nature Reserve, a pristine part of our floral kingdom called the Cape Fynbos. It's indigenous to the Cape, takes its name from fine bush, Dutch word fynbos, from the fine leaf structure of the plant species. Now inside this reserve we have about 2,200 species of indigenous plants. That's right, 2,200. Of that, around 70% of the plant species we will find in this reserve are endemic to this area. How special is that? The only place in the entire world where you'll find these beautiful plant species. So we are going to go on a virtual tour of the Cape of Good Hope Nature Reserve. Follow me, guys. So as we head through the entrance to the reserve, we are greeted by the most incredible scenic beauty all around us. And as we head towards the Cape of Good Hope and the Cape Point Lighthouse, we realize that the mariners of yesteryear must have really battled to get around this cape. A Portuguese gentleman, Bartholomew Dias, is said to be the first person to have rounded this cape in 1488. And he actually named it Cape of Storms. It was only much later, about 10 years later, renamed as Cabo de Boa Esperanza, meaning Cape of Good Hope. Literally translated to, once you had reached this point in your journey, you had good hope of reaching your destination. The area forms part of the Cape Floral Kingdom, one of 6 floral kingdoms as recognized by UNESCO in the world. However, the Cape Floral Kingdom is not only the smallest of the 6 floral kingdoms, but it is also the most biodiverse in the world. The reserve is also home to an abundance of wildlife species, including ostriches, various antelope species, our bontebok and our eland, as well as smaller mammals like our tortoises and snakes. Yes, they are venomous. But it is also a birder's paradise. So if you're into photography or birding, I highly recommend that you bring along your gear. As we headed out the park on our onward journey, we came across this very rare and elusive creature. After a long, hard ride on our bicycles, we finally arrived in the amazing little conservation village of Scarborough for a very, very welcome cup of coffee at the Camel Rock Restaurant. I can also highly recommend a stop at a place called Foragers at the village hub, where you can pick up an array of assorted goodies as well as enjoy a light lunch and some good fresh organic fruit and vegetables. After an incredible scenic journey along the western seaboard of the Cape Peninsula through the aptly named Misty Cliffs, we arrived at Imhoff Farm. The historic Imhoff Farm is home to an assortment of beautiful artisanal foods and drinks and various arts and crafts. And I would highly recommend a stop here, especially for a lunch or to pick up some artisanal goodies. The various shops include an amazing farm store where you can purchase a wide range of goodies as well as freshly baked breads. There's also an incredible chocolatier who manufactures the most delectable chocolates, I have to say. Bit of a weak spot for some chocolates as well as their amazing ice creams. There's a lovely reading or bookshop called the Reading Rooster, and there's a cheesery as well as an art gallery and my favourite, a wine shop. After an amazing lunch at Blue Water Cafe, we headed off on a lovely seaside walk towards the Slangkop Lighthouse. Now, Slangkop, or Snake Head, takes its name from the mountainous peak right next to the little town of Komiki here, and I'm off to show you something very special. Hey guys, we've just arrived at this beautiful Slangkop Lighthouse, officially inaugurated in 1919. It was actually to have been inaugurated in 1914, but due to the First World War, they delayed the completion of it. It stands at 33 meters tall, that's about 108 feet, and I want to take you on a virtual tour of this lighthouse. Wow, I'm literally out of breath here. Jeez, that was like climbing over 10 stories high. Anyway, the views are absolutely to die for from the top here. But you know, as the saying goes, what goes up must come down. So let's head back down, guys. Guys, that was absolutely amazing. I mean, who doesn't love a lighthouse? Absolutely magnificent. I got to the top of the lighthouse and I discovered a lesser known fact, that this lighthouse pushes out what is called candela, or 5 million candela. Now, candela is a new sort of a new form of measurement for the amount of luminosity or the amount of light that is emitted from this lighthouse. Literally equates to 0.981 candle power, which is now an antiquated method of measuring luminosity. Be that as it may, unfortunately we have reached the end of another epic day out with my virtual tour channel. I've so enjoyed having you guys with me. Thanks so much for following. Thanks for all your amazing support, and looking forward to seeing you all back next week. Cheers, guys.